Hey YouTube, it's Beekeeper here. It's Friday afternoon, just got home from work, and look what I have in the back of me truck. Look at that's a chunk of steel. Let's pull that sucker out and see what we got going.
What we've got going is going to be a new welding table for the Beekeeper. I've been doing commercial work all week, working in the evenings from about 6 to 1. And 2 doors down from the shop I've been doing my work in is a crew that's clearing out a old bicycle store. I have to move my truck because I'm getting the grinding sparks all over it. So there's this old bike store, and they were clearing it out yesterday. I guess they rented it out, and the guy, or last night, and the guy was dragging this thing out. I got to talking to him and talked him into dragging it into the back of my truck. Looks like this was an old welding table they used to use, and it's a jig for frames. I'm assuming it's a frame. Looks about the size of a bike frame or something. So I got it. 28 by 36. It's 1/4 inch thick, which is nice. Lays real flat, and these pieces are coming off really pretty easy, which is nice. And it's got a light coated surface rust because it's been sitting around for several months, if not maybe a year. I don't quite know. So I'm just grinding away. Hey, you recognize those doors in the background? Those white doors? That was from that door replacement I just did. I got a guy I'm giving it to on Craigslist. I put it up on Craigslist because those doors are really solid, really heavy, solid doors. And he wants to use them as a workbench, top throw workbench. So right there I just ground the nice sanding pad into the edge of the sharp metal like an idiot. So I'm realizing that it's no longer cutting the rust very well. So let's go get myself another pad. And pop another pad on there. These are 120 grit sanding pads on this Makita Orbital, and I just flung the washer underneath the trailer. Grind the welding snot off. There we go. So this will be nice. It's going to sit on top of the bench. I just don't have enough floor space to make legs for this thing yet, or a pedestal. So it's just going to sit on top of the bench, and when I'm not using it, I can pull it off and lean it up against the wall out of the way, which is kind of neat. And here I have a bright idea. I've got this brand new vise. It's kind of a Harbor Freight cheapie, but it's been sitting on my shelf without any use. So I'm going to weld it to the top of the table. I'm just grinding off the powder coat, running some bolts through there, and I'm going to tack the bolts to the top of the surface. And of course, after I did this, I talked to my welding guru, and he's like, yeah, you should just bolt it on there in case you ever need to pull it off to lay something big across there. Well, and it was already a done deal, so. And it wouldn't work too well anyway when it's laying flat on the workbench to have the heads of some bolts sticking through there. So here's what it looks like sitting on the bench. That's all tacked into place and makes a good ground. That's a magnetic ground post I have there so I can clamp onto with the welder. And pretty cool. Thanks for watching. I told you I'd make it quick and painless.